In this tutorial, we'll be looking at how to enter an equation into graph mode and how to change the axes to display the graph as you would like it. Each time you open graph mode, the same settings will appear for the new graph that had been entered for the previous one, so your first attempt may not look right at all. To follow this video, reset your calculator first. Choose graph mode 5 and then go to type and choose y equals. Type the rest of the equation into y1. Use the x theta t key for x. The x label for f5 is not the x that you need in your equation. Press execute. Draw will give you the graph. In this demonstration, the minimum point is missing from the graph on the screen, and the simplest way to change how the graph looks is to use the cursor keys to pan in any direction. Panning down will get the vertex into view. Plus will zoom in, keeping the middle point on the screen fixed, and minus will do the opposite. You may not get the graph you want with these tools, so as there is a zoom menu which may be more useful to you. Selecting zoom brings up a menu with many options, but we'll choose in. It works like plus, but you can choose the center of the zoom by moving the cursor. And then execute. And now you can choose to zoom out. And we're going to move the cursor once more to be the center of the zoom. And execute. If there's a particular part of the graph that you want to see more closely, you can select an area of the graph using box zoom, and this area will then fill the screen. Move the pink cursor to one corner of your box and press execute, and then drag the cursor to the diagonally opposite corner and press execute again. If you don't like the result, you can always go for previous, which is on the second page of the zoom menus. If you know the values you need for your axes, go to View Window, and for X type the minimum -6 and maximum 6. Scale allows you to set how far apart the numbering is on each axis. Dot is covered in the video on Trace and G-Solve. Scroll down to choose the minimum and maximum values for Y also, and enter. And now draw the graph. Some people make a mistake when they're typing in their values and use impossible values, and they're unable to get back into draw. So if you use Shift and View Window, then it will take you back to the menu and you can correct any errors. You can add other functions by returning to the list, pressing F6 or exit, and just type a new equation. You can draw just Y2 by deselecting Y1. If the equal sign is in a coloured box, it will draw, and if not, it won't. To draw both graphs together, select both graphs. Explore other choices in Setup. You can change the colours, the background, the grid. You can even get two grids side by side in dual screen mode. Check out the video on using Trace and G-Solve to see what else you can do with the graph now you've got it. Look at the tutorials on other types of graph and explore in conics mode if the type of graph you want isn't covered in this tutorial. You can find additional resources at education.casio.co.uk.